up in this chat. Good afternoon, family. I don't know why Brother Eric got it so quiet up in this chat. Everybody on mute your mics and love on each other because we're getting ready to get started.
Ow. Good to be here.
Welcome.
Oh,
Hey.
oh,
everybody.
oh, everybody.
Oh, everybody.
Family.
Hello,
Hi,
family.
Everyone.
Yes, yes.
Bring out. Buckle up and let's get ready.
Looks like a full house.
Yes,
Glad to be in the house.
All right.
In living color from Atlanta, Georgia.
Bring them out.
Team We Are One is in the
Look
building.
how people follow instructions. Yell and Royal straight out of Compton.
I see you, Gloria Bass.
Team Sleep Money's in the building too,
All
family.
right.
Nails in the building. Hi, Randy Love. Hi, Heavenly Nails.
Atlanta, Georgia.
Hello, Rochelle. Team Mahomes is in the house.
Durham, North Carolina in the building.
And Buddy Miller.
Love the way people follow instructions.
My man.
Randy.
Hey, Laura and Kim.
I was waiting for DJ E.T. to give us some music. But
Yeah, right.
Hey, John and Carlton.
I know what's going on. I'm like, no music, no music folks treat us like that.
Y'all had me over here checking my mic and making sure my Bluetooth. I was like, something wrong here.
Silence in heaven.
Bring them out.
Silence in heaven.
Yes, let's
Hold
go.
on.
Oh my God.
Hold on, there we
We
go.
got 100
There
to go. Yes. Yeah.
Starting something now. All night long.
I see. Yeah. Let's go.
Looking good, brother.
Y'all gotta put me on the other side.
Go ahead, Nick.
I can't move like that.
All right. I see you, Edith Smith. Yes. All right.
Go Mike, go Nikki, go Mike, go Nikki.
Party over here. Yes. What music Nikki listening to?
That's my Detroit moves right there.
They might be used to moving in Detroit.
Oh.
Okay. Hopefully I was able to buy you a few minutes there. Nick, please tell me that you're ready so I can bring you to the peoples.
Yes. I'm on the road, Mike, so that's what I need you to do. I need you to help me out and just flash them beautiful certificates when it's time. That's all I need. You know, I don't need to really see it. All I need to do is feel it. Over you, Mike.
Okay, no worries, Nick. Give me just a few seconds here. Let me just go in and play with a few things. And family, just hold your horses. We had a few little technical difficulties, but we worked around those. You know how we do. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go into, and I kind of know where she wants to start. So give me 1 second here, Nick. And you in for a treat today, family. So one moment, and let's see if this will come up. Coming down here, and we're gonna go in there, and let's make sure. Okay, Nick, I have that first screen up that I think you that you want, and I just hope the people are buckling up. Can you see the screen, Nikki?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
I want to do what you do, and I'm ready after that.
So do what I do, you say?
You said you had something to say before I started.
Oh, yeah. Well, I definitely want to introduce you now properly. So understand, family, you know, we're all family here, so just bear with us for a second. We had a little technical difficulty. Blame it on the head and not the heart. But you're in for a treat today because you get the good fortune of hearing my amazing co-host on Onboard Live. Now, family, Miss Nicole Nikki Knox does an outstanding job of teaching us about some of the technical things that we go through just to understand the magnitude of what we have at GS Partners. But what you're going to see today is just, all I can say is please buckle up. And without any further ado, I get the good fortune of bringing forward to the microphone the young lady that we all know as Nikki. Her given name is Nicole, thank you very much, Knox. So Miss Nicole Nikki Knox, you have the mic.
Oh, family, how are you today? Listen. I'm going to lay it out, and I'm going to explain to you how absolutely amazing these metaverse mining and meta broker certificates are. And you might hear a strategy or two come up in there somewhere that might help you out, make you think about, dang, I didn't even think about that. Because I'm just thinking of all kinds of ways of what we can do with these metaverse certificates. And understand this. I heard something today from the chairman of the board himself that I'm going to share. It makes it even sweeter. I hope y'all ready. Okay, listen. Family, when you purchase one metaverse certificate, and you know which one I'm going to go to, my favorite. Let's say you're getting Jupiter. You put out $5,000 to get a Jupiter certificate. You've exchanged, because what you're doing is, and I want, in case there's people on here that really don't understand the blockchain technology or anything, you only understand the regular banking system technology. Equate these metaverse certificates to a certificate of deposit that you would get at your bank. Okay, but this is one on steroids. Okay, because a certificate of deposit, you go, you pick one out. They tell you what they're going to give you, some little penny, little, percentage rate, annual percentage yield. and you place your money in there. Some of them, once you place it in, some only give you a one shot. Whatever you got to put the whole thing in at one time. Some of them allow for you to add an increment. But once you put it in, you can't take it out without getting a penalty. It's your money, though. It's your money. Okay? So this is a certificate of deposit, metaverse certificate on steroids. So you exchange $5,000 of that dying currency that you had in the bank, and you exchange it for one of these amazing metaverse certificates. Okay? Now, right out the gate, you're going to get a $5,000 match as far as a voucher that you can use to go into Lydian World to now place yourself in citizenship. As many citizenships as you want, or a high value citizenship, but it's yours immediately to place yourself in citizenship. That will now pay you daily in G999, USDT, Lydian status, if you have other minor certificates in there, all type, depending on the citizenship, you have anywhere from 2 up to some of them have 6 different icons where you're getting paid just for being a citizen. Okay? That's the first thing. Then understand this. I don't know if everybody knows this, but that citizenship is a mintable NFT. You can take that and mint it and place it in the places marketplace, or you might be able to do it on the open market soon. But understand, that's another stream of that could bring you income. Because if someone comes into Lydian World that wants to be a citizen in a country that you're a citizen in, and they can't get in because the citizenship is locked. And they really want that because sentimental reasons, they live there, their parents live there, for whatever reason. You have the cookie, as they say, because you have a citizenship that you've minted. And how did you get it? You got it because you initially exchanged $5,000 dying dollars for a metaverse certificate. That's the first thing. Now, you see the yearly rewarded APY, which is 78% on a max load of 200,000 USDT. Let's talk about that. If you have G999, that right there, you could fully load that. Mr. Johnson, can you go to that certificate where I got the breakdown of the G999 and everything? There we go. There we go. So for Jupiter, it takes, I see 10 million. I know you see 10 million. I know you see it, but what does Mr. Mike Johnson always say? How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time, okay? But if you have somebody that has $60 to $65,000 dying in the bank, losing its value daily, and you explain to them that they take $60,000, purchase 10 million G999 on the market, and fully load a metaverse mining certificate. Every 30 days, they are going to receive $9,750 in an asset, not in paper dollars, in an asset that has the potential to do what? Go up. So you're not getting something that's going to remain $950 $9,750. You could blink and it could go up to $10,000. Okay? But that's every 30 days. In 1 year, they have, they have 197% on their initial exchange. 197%. What banking institution, what CD that none gonna give you that in 1 year? And after the total harvesting period, because that's 1 year, you get to do this over and over for 5 years. At the end of that, you are going to have almost $600,000 from exchanging $5,000, $60,000, excuse me. That's if you don't have any G999. If you do, you're laying out on Easy Street if you got some, because you won't have to put out as much. But nevertheless, even if you had to put out $60,000, do you see what you're gonna after 5 years? You're making a 6-figure income, passive residual income, 6 figures a year. People don't make 6 figures a year that's out here selling their time for dollars at 40, 50, 60 hours a week. And all you did was make the smart decision to put your dollars to work for you in this metaverse mining certificate, and you will be bringing in 6 figures a year in assets. I hope y'all feeling me on this. Now, the part that's really amazing, because all of it's amazing, once you have purchased or exchanged and got that mining certificate, you in that metaverse certificate, you still have another certificate, which is what a meta broker certificate. Okay? If you get a mining certificate, a metaverse certificate before July 1st, you are going to be able to, whenever you decide you want to start activating and loading your certificate, the company is still going to give you dollar for dollar match. So if you got it today, you don't have to activate the meta broker till June the 8th, 2023, 2024, and you still get a dollar for dollar match. So I say you've already put in the initial investment into your legacy of doing the metaverse mining certificate, right? And now you're receiving $9,750 every 30 days. You know what I mean, right? You can literally take the interest, because that's what that is. The reward is the interest off of the money that you placed in first. You could take that and place it in your meta broker certificate when you're ready. And for every $9,750 you put in, the company is going to give you another $9,750. So you've not only, oh my God, you're doubling your passive residual income just by moving it from one instrument to another. Instantly, you doubled it. And it's not your money. And then the money that's in there, you're going to allow for BD Swift to now trade on your behalf. Now, you have the option to do assisted trading, and you also have the option of having them trade for you and choosing low, medium, or high risk. But hey, the bigger the risk, the bigger the reward, right? They are one of the top 10 brokerage firms in the world. They trade billions of dollars a day for millions of customers. I think they know what they're doing. And they're going to be trading on your behalf. And understand, when you're talking to people about this, they need to know this fact. There are countries that the citizens cannot do any type of business with BD Swiss because of the country. But if it's a country that Lydian World can do business in, they can come into Lydian World and they can do business with BD Swiss because they're not doing business with BD Swiss. Lydian World is doing business with BD Swiss. So that allows for people that any other circumstance wouldn't be able to, they now can. So if they ask you, so what's the difference in me going to BD Swiss myself or me going and getting into this with you? That's one right there. Not to mention, they can't get this. They cannot get this right here going directly to BD Swiss. They have to come through us in Lydian World to be able to have this instrument right here available to them. They can't get it anywhere else. And for the people that are looking to load their mining certificates before July 1st, this is what Mr. Joseph Height said himself. You know how they were talking about you had to have it a third of the way and maintain that third of the way for 18 months for you to get that 300% on the initial face value of the certificate that you got? All of that third of the way does not have it. Some people were under the illusion that you had to put in that whole third. No, he's including his dollar for dollar match included in that third. So you put a third in, he put a third in, that's 2/3. You way above where you would be. Or you can put 1/6 in and he dollar for dollar match. You'll be at the one. Do you understand? Like, you cannot lose in this. You cannot lose. And there is, where else can you have your money work for you the way it will work for you by making the decision? The decision. Now understand, you want to try to get as many metaverse certificates before July 1st that you can. Don't worry about whether or not you can fill it right now on the meta broker side or even on the mining side. But you want to get as many metaverse certificates you can before July 1st, because where else would somebody tell you that if you got that product, that you would be able to get a dollar for dollar match whenever you decided to activate that meta broker account? Where else can you do that? Family, I'm hoping everybody is feeling the excitement I have, because I feel like I need to sell some furniture. I need to, look, people better not walk past me because I might try to sell them. You understand what you could do with this? Oh my goodness, you could absolutely change by one decision. You would change the trajectory of your entire family's financial. Oh, do you hear me? I hope y'all hear me. Let me calm down.
Mama?
Mike, I think I everything.
Don't hyperventilate on him, Nick. I got you. Okay.
I've covered everything, but if there's anything that anybody did, if I was going too fast or Some people were saying I sounded kind of muffled. That probably was because I was getting super excited and I was a little loud. I'm sorry. I apologize. So if it's something you missed, let me know and I'll go back over it again. But I know you didn't miss the fact that I just told you that you could place your money in an instrument that would set you on fire instantly. Like, I know you got that. If you didn't get nothing else, I know you got that. Six-figure passive residual income. If I wasn't driving, I'd start running. Mike, go ahead. Go ahead, Mike.
Family, let me say this, because we affectionately dubbed this Jupiter the Nikki certificate. And the reason that we dubbed it that, the first time Nikki saw that it was $9,750 that you received. Now, keep in mind, that's $9,750 that you receive every 30 days. And Nikki, people give me credit for being pretty good with numbers. Nikki's amazing when it comes to these numbers. She quickly hit it in her head that 9,750 times 12, that's a six-figure income. Now, think about what she said. Your money is making six figures for you. You don't have to get out of the bed. You don't have to go and fight traffic. You don't even have to deal with a boss that you don't like. Your money is making money for you on each and every one of these certificates. And when we share it with you, you may want to stretch. Nikki shared another strategy with you, because between now and July 1st, as many certificates as you purchase, when you get ready to fill those certificates, it's going to be matched on the broker side, dollar for dollar. Now, let that sink in for a second. You always get the dollar for dollar match when you place the mining certificates in for a citizenship voucher. That never goes away. But dollar for dollar match on the broker side, and all you have to do is purchase those certificates between now and July 1st. Now, the reason that Nikki is excited is because she saw Jupiter as one to help her and her family. But can you imagine if you had multiple Jupiters and you staggered the payments? Or multiple, any of these accounts? Brother Eric had a strategy where he had multiple of one particular certificate. And all he did was stagger the activation date. You can get as creative as you choose. But what Mr. Joseph Height has done for us, family, is he's positioned each and every one of us to be the bank. And then these type of returns, do you see that return on that Jupiter certificate? Net return annually, APY, net is 58%. There's not a bank on the planet that's going to pay you like that. And as Nikki indicated, this is going to take place for 5 years. It's like you decided to pay yourself $9,750 a month for 5 years, just because you made a wise decision. And the reason that I call this the Nikki certificate is because when Nikki saw that one, at 1 minute she stepped away and then she came back. She said, wait a minute, Mike, wait a minute. That definitely caught my attention. And she didn't want to use another strategy she has. But when we broke down the numbers and she saw the power of what we're doing, and one thing that I want each and every one of you to know, these numbers have a little water in it. And when I mean a little water, we base the price of the coin at 0.0055. Well, if you go into your back office, the coin is not even close to 0.0055. So it's on sale. Go get as many of them as you can. But worst case scenario, if you had $60,000, where can you take your money and double it in a year? And excuse me, it's not quite 200%, as Miss Nicole Nikki Knox very eloquently told you. It's 197% in a year, where your bank wants to pay you a fraction of 1%. Give me a break. So I wanted each and every one of you to see this for Nikki's sake, because if you notice, she instantly went to Jupiter. She didn't fool with any of the smaller ones. We're not in any way, shape, or form speaking down on the smaller ones. But one of the things that Nikki and I agree on is, what is your freedom number? And she saw that $9,000 is a good freedom number. You can do a lot with $9,000 coming into your home every 30 days, like clockwork. Now, family, some of you are looking at this and saying, I don't know. Step out on faith. Many of you stepped out on faith with community nodes and you're still getting paid. This makes the community node program look like small potatoes because this is your money working for you, and you can see, here's the term, and I'm going to use it very carefully, quantitatively guaranteed. This is not Mike Johnson's words. These are in your back office. If you go up and look up mining certificates, it is quantitatively guaranteed. That's why they put a calculator in your back office in the Lydian world, because every dime that you load in pays out a significant amount of money, and it shows you to the penny what you're going to receive. We just took a chart and made it real easy for you. But don't let the easy button confuse you, family. When you take a screenshot of this and you sit down with your loved ones and you figure out, okay, what is our freedom number? What number will you be happy with? Because it may not be $9,000 a month. You may be happy with, okay, $3,000 a month. Our Earth certificate, it'll generate $3,000, $3,750 a month. That's $30,000 a year. Well, it's not quite a month for Earth. Earth is every 45 days. Pay very close attention to what you see in blue. Blue pays out every 45 days. Nikki saw yellow pays out every 30 days. And for those of you who really want to swing for the fences, green pays out every family. Green pays out every 15 days. Now, I have no idea where these red lines are coming from, and I don't have a clue. Hey, whoever it was, thank you for getting rid of it. Yes. But my point to you is this. You can control what you earn on your money. That's taking your money and putting it to work for you. If you had $15,000 sitting in a bank somewhere, and the bank's paying you less than 1%, less than 1%, and here I'm telling you, net, we can get you 60% a year. A year. So you take that money, and in the first year, you took $15,000 and you doubled it in the first year. Now, mind you, it's paying out for 48 months. That's 4 years. So you get your money back, plus you basically doubled your money in 1 year. Everything else is pure profits. That's $30,000 a year. Or over the course of the entire award period, you're making $120,000. Where $15,000 just grew for you to $120,000. Okay.
And that's if you have 0 G999. There are many people that are on this platform that have millions of G999.
Correct.
Where you would not have to go to the open market. So that $15,000 that Mike is talking about, that would only be $1,500 for you. And you take some G999 that is sitting there, and that a lot of us may have gotten for free, 99.
Correct.
And you load this certificate, and it's giving you 2 cents for every G999 when you load this certificate. And this certificate is now going to yield you $3,750 in assets every 45 days for 4 years. And again, the numbers are watered down because the G999 isn't 0.0055. But wherever you look at, if you look at this, you cannot look at this and not see it. You can't look at this and not see it. Like, all you have to do is one exchange. One exchange, and I've just named the citizenship, the NFT of the citizenship if you choose, the mining certificate, the passive residual income from the citizenship, the mining certificate, and you got the meta broker certificate. All of those are one exchange, one decision. Like I said, if anybody got any questions, I'm here to answer them. If you got any, Mike, if you see any, you can let me know. But I've given y'all the presentation that I had. I laid it out for you. I've given you all the information. And What I talked about for the Jupiter, that applies to any one of them. All you have to do is just take a screenshot of this, as Brother Mike said, and look at the numbers that's on here. These numbers don't lie. Men lie, women lie. These numbers don't. They don't lie. And it applies, what I'm saying applies to every last one of them. You can do the exact same thing for every last one of them. It's just a matter of how big is your screen. Over to you, Brother Mike.
Thank you, Nikki. Thank you. Well, family, you guys have been amazing. As Nikki said, please take a screenshot of this. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to give you a minute to take a screenshot of this one. And then I'm going to back up to another screenshot that I want you to take. And please take a screenshot of this, because this lays out all of them. The other one just goes into more detail. And you can pick and choose what works for you in your household. And remember, you're getting the exact same certificate. This is the mining certificate. You're getting the exact same, for the same price. You bought one mercury, for instance. You're going to get 2 certificates in that one. And as Nikki indicated to you, the beauty of that is you're getting the dollar for dollar value in citizenship, plus you have a mining certificate that you can fill and a broker certificate that you can fill. And that broker certificate has just taken on an entirely new meaning. When Mr. Height explained exactly the benefits of that broker certificate, get as many of these certificates as you can, family, between now and July 1st. You can thank us later. And it doesn't matter which ones you get. You win, and you win. Everywhere you turn with this incredible program, you win, and you win. Let me stop this, Nick, and I'm gonna see if we have any hands, because I'm sure we do have a packed house, and we do have a couple hands that are up. So we will address questions, and we always believe in ladies first. So we're gonna begin with Miss Vendette Thomas. Miss Vendette, you have the mic.
Well, thank you, Brother Mike. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can, loud and clear, and you sound amazing, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Oh, thank you. My question for my team is, here's the scenario. You purchase the metaverse certificate, and when you go to your back office, it says, click here to activate. Do you need to activate it today in order for you to fill it, or can you kind of have a timeline where you can activate and you go buy more before the 1st of July?
Excellent question. You can activate it whenever you choose to activate it. The thing that I will share with you, Ms. Thomas, that really helps is you purchased it between now and July 1st, which means it'll be certain parameters that's going to highlight the fact that you purchased it during the promotional period. So you get all of the benefits. But once you activate it in respect to the mining certificate, when you activate it, you have, listen carefully, 120 days to fill it from the day that you activate it. So strategically speaking, you may want to wait to activate it when you know you can take full advantage of one of the many benefits that's available. And the benefit that I'm referring to is right here, where you see 2 cents per G999 coin. That 2 cents per G999 coin is good for the first 30 days from activation. And remember, it's blockchain technology, family, which means that clock starts ticking. And when it gets to day 30 and 2 seconds, now you don't get 2 cents, you get 1.4 cents per coin. Still better than what you can purchase it on the market, but please don't lose sight of how powerful getting your coins at 2 cents a coin is. So to your point, Ms. Thomas, once you activate it, I would strongly suggest for those mining certificates, because you can utilize the G999 to load your mining certificates. You may want to load as many of those coins as you can, so that you can take full advantage of the 2 cents. That's like getting, right now, the price of the coin is 0.004 something. You're getting a 5% or 5 times return on your money, because 5 times 4 is 20. And it's basically 2 cents. So you win and you win, you're 5xing your money. That's why these coins don't even blink when you see all of these coins, because you can get there with a heck of a lot less than what you think you could get there with. So I encourage you to think before you leap. And once you activate it, the clock starts. That's on the mining certificates. Now, the broker certificates you can activate anytime you choose, and you still will get a dollar for dollar match. Mr. Joseph Height just confirmed that. Dollar for dollar match for everything that you load into a broker certificate. I hope that was clear and answered your question. Miss Nikki Knox, do you have anything you want to add to
Yes,
that?
very clear. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Okay. Next, Stafford. Miss Marie Stafford, you have the mic. You can unmute, Miss Marie.
Glorious Papa, how are you today?
Outstanding. How are you today?
Outstanding, great. I did my $49 one and I filled it completely. And today I did the 149, but I didn't fill it. So is that okay? That's sustainable for before I do another one, or I could do another one without filling it?
Great question, Mr. Stratford. Keep in mind, family, you can buy as many as you want and you can fill them whenever you choose. Just remember, if you bought the 149, Mr. Stratford, and you activated it, you only have 120 days to fill the mining certificate. But if you choose to fill it however much you want to fill it, that's on you. But for the 2 cents to kick in, that takes place in the first 30 days. And let me explain, in your back office in the Lydian world, you will see if you're going to use G999 to load it, it will show you 2 cents. And then once it reaches 30 days and 2 seconds, it's going to say 1.4 cents. And then 30 days after that, it's going to drop down to 0.007 cents.
I got you. So do it matter if you put half of it in, and then when the 120 days is up, if you only have 120, like half of it, will it you still get the same percent?
Let me explain. If you fill it halfway and the 120 is gone, the 120 days is the maximum amount of time they allow you to fill any of the mining certificates. After the 120 days, you cannot put anything else in that certificate.
Wow.
That's why when you activate it, be aware that you're on a clock. Okay?
Okay.
And then if you filled it halfway, you can go into the Lydian world in your back office and put in the exact amount that you filled in, and it will show you what you're going to receive. It's basically half of what you would have received had it been totally full.
Okay.
So you never lose anything. You just don't gain as much.
Okay. Oh, I see what you're saying. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
I appreciate it.
Okay. Thank you. And the next hand that we have is our very own brother, Keith Hollins Mohammed. Brother Keith, you have the mic, sir.
Hey, Mr. Mike Johnson, Miss Nikki Knox, and everybody. My question is, when you look at the all-in, okay, let's take the Jupiter, the 60,000, okay, that's the third load plus the face amount, right? That 60,000, because it's a $2 million load, but that 60,000 that you're showing on there is the third load and the 5,000. Is that correct?
Okay. Say that again, Brother Keith, because I'm getting a little confused when you say the third load.
I got it, Mike. I got it.
Go ahead. Thank you.
The third load is referring to the Meta Broker certificate. That $60,000 is showing what it would be to acquire a Jupiter certificate and fully fill it with 10 million G999. That's what that $60,000 represents. That's a fully loaded Jupiter certificate.
Okay, with 10 million G999. But if you didn't have the G999, then that's 60,000 USDT in dollars, correct?
That's 60,000. If you have no G999s, that 60,000 is for someone that has absolutely not one G999 and had to go into GS Trade right now or on GS Exchange and get 10 million G999 from the open market. They are going to have to use $60,000 USDT, BTC, whatever, $60,000 worth to acquire Jupiter and fully fill that metaverse mining certificate. Once it's fully filled, those yields, all of that is how you say it, Mike Johnson, is a say it for me.
Quantitatively guaranteed.
Thank you.
Got you. Okay,
to
I
arrive
got
in
it
your
now.
wallet
Click
every
now.
30
Thank
days.
you. That clicked.
Okay,
All
thank
right.
you. Thank you. Okay, thank you, Nikki. See, teamwork makes the dream work. Let's see what other hands. That's it on our hands, Nick. And it sounds like you're in a place now where you can catch your breath.
Yeah. I got my breath, family. Listen, like I said, I laid it out for you the way that I see it, and I see it as plain as the writing on the wall. Where else can you do this? Just sit down and think about it. Just sit down and look at everything that is offered to us through the traditional banking system, through all types of different financial instruments that's out here. Nothing in the market compares to what you would yield instantly. The things that you're able to do on an instant basis, like I said, just with the face value acquisition of a certificate, you're putting yourself in a position to get citizenship and start to get passive residual income. And I want you to understand something, because see, I'm get fired up again. You might be looking at, okay, well, I get this citizenship in this country, but it only gives me maybe 5 G999 coins. Do you understand that you're looking, you don't have this. You're looking at the G999 today at 0.004, 0.004. You need to look at where the G999 is going to be a year from now, 2 years from now, 10 years from now. I'm seeing it at $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 because I believe in that coin just that much. And if you're getting 4 to 5 G999s for one citizenship that you did not have to pay additional for, you got it because you acquired that metaverse certificate. How much is that yielding you for the rest of your life as long as you are the owner of that citizenship? I need that to sink in for everybody. Don't look at the value of the G999 now. Excuse me, the price. I want you to look at the value of what the G999 represents. It represents this entire ecosystem. It is the gas for everything we do. Everything. And every time you get those G999 to load those mining certificates, you are adding to our ecosystem. You are allowing for G999 to be removed from the market on top of the deflationary model and all those other things. Like we got those community nodes getting ready to come into the market, getting ready to be unlocked. People are going to flood the market with a bunch of community node coins because they don't see the vision. They feel like, oh my God, the coin hasn't went up. But understand, you got how many for just sitting your coins in an instrument? You've got more off of what you did. Okay, so you're still up. Even the coin didn't drop lower than what it was. It maintained. So where did you lose? Because you got more of the asset. Vision. You need to think value over price. Don't look at the USDT price. Look at the value. Family, I hope I was able to give someone some insight a little bit more on how amazing these metaverse certificates are. I hope I was able to give some value here. I don't believe in wasting people's time. I just believe in sharing how excited I am about the different things that we have to offer here. So that's all I have, Brother Mike. I'm done. I'm empty.
Hold on, Nick. We have about 3 or 4 more questions, and I will get to ladies first, of course. The next young lady that you're going to hear from is our very own Miss Sharon Vicks. Mrs. Vicks, you have the mic.
Thank you, Brother Mike, and thank you, my amazing Nikki. What an awesome presentation. But I just need a little clarification. When we acquired the certificate, say the Jupiter, we get a certificate for mining and we get a certificate for trading. Is that 60,000 when you say fully loaded, is that both or is that only one?
That's
Only
for
one.
the one. That's for the
Yes.
mining certificate.
Correct.
That's for the
That
mine.
represents, yes, if you look up at this very top of the flyer that he had, everything on there represents the mining certificate.
Gotcha.
The
Okay,
broker
I saw that.
certificate is another, is separate from that. But like I said, even if that was the case, you have the opportunity to be able to use the rewards that you're receiving from that $60,000 load that you load the first one with, because you don't have to activate the second one until you're ready. And
Gotcha.
you automatically double, you double in money that is a reward for the money that you initially put in to make your money work for you. You making your
Gotcha.
money make money. Good
So you can take the profits from the mining and
Yes,
fill the
ma'am.
trading.
Yes,
I'm there
ma'am.
now.
Yes, ma'am.
I just wanted to make sure I was there with you guys. Okay, that's
There
what
you
I
go.
needed to know. Thank you so much, Nikki. Love you.
Thank you. Well
Love you
said.
too.
Thank you, Mrs. Vicks. That probably helped a lot of people. But yes, it was just dealing with that one certificate that was on that page. And the next hand that we're going to hear from, and I pray I get this name correct, Brother Guillermo Riley. Did I say
That
that?
was very good. That was very good. It's Guillermo Riley. Yes. Just for further clarity, and thank you for your time. Both of you really appreciate it. But once obtaining a certificate, what exactly happens once it's filled by a third or 33%? What exactly happens? I just needed some clarity with that because that number keeps coming up. Once it's a third filled, what exactly gets activated here?
Okay. Once you, now this is only up until July 1st that this is available. But once you fill your meta broker, not the mining, the meta broker certificate, once you have filled that, a third, they say a third, but I'll cushion it. You put more than a third. Don't let your minimum be your maximum. But once you have reached that threshold and maintain it, you have to maintain it for 18 months. For 18 months, you automatically turn on the button that will guarantee you 300% on your face value of whatever certificate you purchase after that 30 days. I mean, after that 18 months is up, but you just have to maintain that third or more for 18 months.
Wow, thank you. So that has absolutely nothing to do with the mining portion of it. This is about the brokerage.
No, the mining, you can fill it anywhere. You can fill it 10% all the way up to 100%. It's a sliding scale. However much you fill it is the percentage that you'll get of the full 100% percentage that's for 100% fill.
That was clear. Thank you so very much. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
And the next hand that we have is Miss Jacqueline Addison. Miss Addison, you have the mic.
Thank you, Brother Mike and Sister Nikki. This platform is so wonderful, and I really appreciate y'all breaking everything down on the metaverse certificates. But I want to ask you, on the chart for the $49 metaverse certificate, it said to fully load it with G999, it would take, I think, 2,000 G999, or was it 20? Was it 20,000 G999?
Give me 1 second. I'll have that up for you.
But my vision is like a little bad, so
I
believe it was 25,000.
25,000 G999s at 2 cents per coin.
Okay. And thank you. And my second question is, would it be better to get it on our exchange or on GS Trade, the G999?
I would definitely get it on GS Trade. because GS Trade is where you get the biggest bang for your buck, and that is our exchange. Let me say this, family, and I say this for all due respect. GS Partners is the easy button. GS Partners is also our exchange, but you're going to pay more for the coins at GS Partners. These numbers did not come off with GS Partners. These numbers came off with GS Trade, because you can buy the coin for less than what you see over on the far right on GS Trade. They cost far more than this on GS Partners. So all of these calculations will not be at least useful at all for you on GS Partners. So thank you, Ms. Addison, for asking that question.
Thank you so much.
Yes,
thank you, Brother Mike and Sister Nikki.
This chart is for people who have 0 coins. If you're brand new, that's why we created this chart. And this column we call right here is your worst case column. Worst case is going to cost you X amount of dollars. And when this sinks in, I truly appreciate some of these questions. When this sinks in, clarity is going to be crystal clear for you, because the quickest way to find out what all of this is saying is to buy a $49 one. And as you go in and you start loading it, all of this stuff's going to make sense to you, because all of what we're sharing with you is calculated for you in your back office. We just made it simple for you. And let me say this again. A $49 certificate, what they said, you can utilize any of many different assets to load it, but you're going to need to load, the max load is $500 worth of USDT. And all we're saying is 25,000 coins will generate 5,000 in USDT. Here's what I want for those of you who have a calculator. Please do this, because you need to see this. Take 25,000, put it in your calculator. Okay, and that's going to represent the G999 coins. Now hit the multiplication button times 0.02 and tell me what number you come up with. You can put it in the chat if you want, and you can holler it out if you want. What number did you come up with?
500.
500. What we've done is we've done the heavy lifting for you. You don't have to figure it out. We gave you a cheat sheet. It's like giving you the exam, and we're providing all of the numbers in advance. And I don't know where these red lines are coming from, but whoever's doing that, please stop. I don't know how they keep doing that on my screen. But here's my point. Let me hit this and maybe it'll get rid of them. Nope. I don't know how to get rid of those red lines. But my point is this. What we've done is, if you need to generate $2,000, for instance, on a $149 certificate, if you need to generate $2,000 in USDT, if we wanted to use the G999 asset, how many of G999s would it take? 100,000. Put that in your calculator. Put 100,000 times 0.02, and you're going to get 2,000 every day of the week and twice on Sundays. All we did, family, was the math for you. We showed you, we broke it down to let you see what's going on. But the two numbers that you really want to appreciate is this number right here in this column, and then the number in this column right here. What you're going to get once you fully load it. And if you do it halfway, just take these numbers and multiply them by half. We tried to simplify it as much as we could, and I pray that we were successful in that task. But Ms. Addison, perfect question. Thank you for that question. You probably helped a dozen people who were not brave enough to ask that question, but that question, thank you. Did I answer your question?
You're welcome. You're welcome so much. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, thank you. And we do have one more hand that is up, and that hand belongs to none other than our very own brother, Eric Teray Mohammed. You have the mic, sir.
Ready for evolution. Can you all hear me?
Loud and clear. Go ahead, brother Eric.
Excellent. Great presentation.
Okay, you just muted yourself, brother Eric. You just got muted.
I didn't mute me.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Sister Nikki. Excellent presentation. Excellent add-on. I love when Mike Johnson plays wingman. Family, I just wanted to make you aware that this is broadcast live as well on the Eric Teray Muhammad YouTube channel. so that people who could not get in, like myself, we were able to watch from there. So you can go back and replay, and I encourage you all to do so. I encourage you to go back because you'll be surprised what you might not have caught as an additional gem or jewel until you replay it. So hopefully you did as I encouraged earlier. You came with notepad and pen. You came with device. You came with your crypto wallet because you should be smashing as soon as possible to get all that you can because before you know it, the first is here and the opportunity would have been gone in terms of the full value of what you can achieve now as first advantage movers. So I'm encouraging all of you to not just listen to this as a good song and sit back and say, wow, that was awesome. Prove its awesomeness to yourself by taking advantage of what these great leaders have provided you. Mr. Johnson and Ms. Knox, have y'all shown the flyer or the announcement for Thursday?
No, sir, not yet. And I'm glad
So
you
y'all,
asked that. Thank you for creating this. We owe brother uh, Eric Ture Muhammad a tremendous amount of gratitude. He created this flyer for tomorrow night. Tomorrow night is going to be a very special tools training. We're going to go over the metaverse. And the subject that Dr. Best suggested was why metaverse, why now, and why you. And I have the distinct honor of being able to uh, share some information with why that metaverse would be helpful for you tomorrow. So I encourage you, please take a screenshot. You might want to get it out to everyone. And anyone who's been on a training that I've been blessed to do in the past, for people who show up at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, they're serious. And my promise is this: I will pour my heart into these metaverse certificates to hopefully add or basically support what Miss Nicole Nikki Knox shared with you today. She did an amazing job, an amazing job. And keep in mind, she did that from her car. This is the point that people lose sight of. She was in her car, okay?
Yeah.
And you can only see a small amount on a phone. But tomorrow, and I don't know, I hope I'm not speaking out of turn. If Miss Nicole Nikki Knox can join me tomorrow, I would love it if she would be my very special guest. And if she wants to add a little bit more of that fire tomorrow, we're going to go in because I won't be in a car. And yes, we're going to have some toys that we can play with tomorrow. So Nick, I'm asking you in advance.
Right.
I know you got your training tomorrow, so but you're more than welcome. Because I'm like Brother Eric, having a wingman is so important, and you're the best wingman that I know, Nick. So, what do you say, Nick? You want to join me tomorrow night?
I see what I can do, Mike. You know how I get when I get home. I say yes and I'll be asleep. So if I'm awake, I'll be there.
Okay.
Oh,
well, you know you have a
I'm
standing.
sorry. There's one thing. Somebody sent something I seen something in the chat. I want everybody to know this. When you do the mining certificates are paid out. The rewards are paid out in Lydian staters. When you do the meta broker, you're getting paid out in G euro.
Exactly.
So that you know. So, like I said, both of them are assets. But yes, those are the two different currencies that you'll be rewarded in for just placing declining paper dollars in one certificate.
and if I may continue before I close out, because Sister Nikki brought to mind the Lydian Stater. I shared with a few of the leaders today of how I was blessed to take advantage of the dip. And I'm encouraging all of you to pay attention to your back offices, GS Partners, Lydian World, GS Trade, and find that commonality that works for you so that you can explore them and become even much more familiar. let me go to the point. You know, how many of you know that you can acquire Lydian status on GS Partners?
Yes, sir.
I guess no one else knows.
Yes.
Go ahead, brother Eric.
Yeah, they know.
Go ahead, man.
Okay.
Thank you, bro.
All right. So over the last 4 days, the Lydian status was averaging somewhere around a value of $421 per stater. And so I was acquiring them in the dip like anybody would do Bitcoin, right? Just getting $10 worth here, $20 worth here, what have you. Well, I go back to the dashboard today on GS Partners to see a significant increase in my stater value on the GS Partners dashboard in the wallet. So that's when I looked over to Lydian World and saw that the GS state, I mean the Lydian stater had increased by $100 plus, and it's still creeping. We're going through what's known as consolidating, or I think that's the word, consolidation. You know, where the coin hit at a price, and as the market gains access, then when I say the market, I'm talking about our Lydian World, our in-house market, then it brings it down only to give back its true value as it becomes active in the open market. So now we're experiencing the adjustments that's going to reward us tremendously. Activating mining certificates now, if those are the older ones that you might have, you might find yourself at a great advantage, because activating them now with such a low value point means that you have more staters in your arsenal. So what happens when those staters are unlocked, the end of that mining period occurs, and all those staters you got maybe at $400 or $500 a stater are now worth $4,000 a stater. Do you think you have won in that regard as well? That's a real question.
Yes, sir.
Oh, yes,
Oh,
sir.
yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yes, sir.
So just consider what Mr. Johnson
sir.
says, that everything in this opportunity is a win and a win. But keep your main thing the main thing. What are you in it for? What can it do for you, your family, your future? What is your why? And how will you make that happen? So, tremendous training. I'm going to the YouTube so I can actually watch it. Thank you, Mr. Mike Johnson. Thank you, Ms. Nicole, Nikki Knox. Back over to you both.
Well, Nikki, first and most important, thank you for allowing me to assist, and thank you for the passion that you bring to everything that you do. This has been fun, and family, when the certificates truly start to make sense for you, I think some of us are going to be kicking ourselves we didn't get more. Get as many as you can, and you can figure it out later. Dr. Best is famous for saying, whenever they make something available, he just goes back, he buys them, and then he figures out what to do with them later. Especially when it comes to these certificates, because Nikki shared a strategy with you today that was very powerful. You don't have to activate them. You can buy them and sit on them. And when you get the money from the mining certificates that you already have, and you can take that and load these broker certificates, your money is making so much money for you. I mean, literally, it'll be hard for you to sleep. So thank you, Ms. Nicole Nikki Knox. And I get the good fortune of handing that mic back over to the lady of the hour so she can close us out accordingly. Thank you, Nikki. I love you.
Thank you, Brother Mike Johnson. Oh man, like I said, this thing is just absolutely amazing, family. You everywhere you look, you're winning from the very moment you make the decision. But you first got to you have to make the decision, and you have to act on the decision. Because as they say, you have four birds on a branch, and they all decide to fly. How many birds you still got on the branch? You got to act on that decision, and you need to act as soon as possible. Can you imagine if you decided today to get a Jupiter, right? And that's all you decided to get because you feel like I'll never be able to fill that, if I get it. But you have enough dying currency to get yourself 4. So you decide to just get that 1. And then, you activate that meta broker certificate 60 days, 90 days from now after you have fully filled that mining certificate that's spitting out that $9,750 in Lydian status to you. And then you fully fill the meta broker certificate and you did not think to get any more, but now it's July 10th. It's 6 months later, so you in December, and you be like, hey, I wish I would have got more. Don't be a person that's saying that. Get as many as you can, whatever price, whatever price point. If you have to get 10, 50, however many $49 ones, guess what? Every last one of them represents another stream of passive residual income in several levels that you will have. Family, I love everybody that stayed and came onto this stream because you find it that you would get value here, and I hope I was able to deliver that value to you. I love this family. I love this community. And anytime that I understand something where I think I may be able to add some insight to someone else, that's why I did this today, and that's why I will continue to do it anytime I can. And with that being said, family, let's all unmute those mics, love on each other, and I say get as many minor certificates as you can before July 1st.
I love you, Nikki.
Thank you so much, everybody.
Let's go get it.
Blessing.
Let's go.
Mr. Johnson.
All right. Thank you, Mike Johnson.
Bring him up.
Good job, brother.
Let's go.
Thank you, Mike Johnson.
Thank you,
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Mr.
Johnson. Good night.
Back again.
Bye.
Good night,
everyone.
Thank
you,
you.
sir.
Let's do this.
Thank you, brother E.T. Muhammad. Take us home, sir. Take us home.
we got
I had the coolest job that any electrical engineer could ever have on the ground crew for Solar Impulse 2, the first solar-powered airplane to fly around the world only using the power of the sun. IEEE USA has given me a competitive edge because of their support system. It is so much easier doing something and being out of your comfort zone when you have someone there saying, you got this. IEEE USA is more than just a network, it's a family.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thanks for tuning in to today's IEEE USA live stream webinar, How to Become a Technical Storyteller. I'm your host, Jonathan Cho. IEEE USA's goal is to create programming that is valuable, relevant, and of interest to you. We'll be sending a short survey to all registrants after this event and would love your feedback. We value your opinions and would appreciate it if you could take a few minutes and share your thoughts. Our presenter for today is IEEE member Paige Castellan. Excuse me. As some of you may have noticed, she is in fact the one who is featured in our IEEE USA is my competitive edge video just now. Paige loves to put her creativity on use by solving problems in emerging technical fields and currently uses those skills at Crowd AI, an artificial intelligence startup, where she leads the implementation of computer vision solutions for existing commercial customers. She's been listed in the prestigious Forbes 30 Under 30 list and has been featured in publications like Glamour, Fast Company, and the Huffington Post. and is also an IEEE USA Inside contributor. Everyone, please welcome Paige Caslin. Afternoon, Paige. Glad to have you with us.
Yes, thank you so much, Jonathan. I'm happy to be here with you all today and sharing some insight around how to become a technical storyteller. So just jumping right in, let's start and talk about why does this matter? We can probably all think of an experience we've had where we're communicating a message and looking around the room and starting to see that, either some people have a confused look on their face, or some people are asking questions that aren't necessarily relevant to the message we're trying to communicate. So it's really important to remember that the goal is not to just communicate the message, but to make sure that that message is received. To do that, today we're going to talk through 5 key steps that will help you become a technical storyteller, with, again, that end goal of making sure that your messages are received. As I go through each step, I'm going to talk through really what I mean with this category, and then show you a few examples. We're going to talk about things like choosing the best medium for communicating your message, reminding the audience about what you're talking about, letting the slide do the work for the audience, building a document that speaks for itself, and then ending on quantifying everything. I want to make sure that after I go through all of these points, I save enough time for questions and answers. So if you have a question, definitely jot it down, and I'd be happy to have that discussion. So kicking it off with step 1, choosing the best medium for communicating your message. And this one's important because a lot of times when we think about being a technical storyteller, we think about what we want to say. But this step is all about how we're going to say that message. And this matters for a couple reasons. So the first one, we're competing for the audience's attention. I know that especially when we're in the audience seat, we have been in the position where we're receiving emails or we're receiving Slack pings from someone. Especially in a remote setting too, we'll have other distractions that could be competing for our attention, which is making it harder for us to receive that message. You also have to remember that you'll have to overcome a short attention span. So especially because people are being pulled in multiple directions, you have to focus